Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan with your numerology forecast for July 2020. How you doing out there? Are you hanging in there okay? Man, what a crazy ride, eh? So I'm going back to my old ways. In this forecast, I'm going back to my original format of going through each of the individual personal year numbers so that you can get an idea of what's going on for you personally within the month of July. Over the past few months, due to the craziness of coronavirus, I focused mostly on the universal year number, which is a number 4, because 2020 adds up to number 4. So I focused in my forecast mostly on what the forecast was for the world. And I'm still going to touch on that today, but then I'm going to dive into your own individual personal year number forecast so you can get a clear idea of what's going on and what could come up for you personally. All right? Back to the old ways. So let's begin by calculating your personal year number for the year. We do this by adding the day and month of your birth date to number 4. Why number 4? Because 2020 adds up to 4, and we're inquiring about the forecast for July in 2020. So let me repeat that. You're going to add the day and month of your birthday to number 4. Or for those in the USA, you're going to add the month and day of your birth date to number 4. And you're going to end up with a double-digit number. And then we're going to begin the process of adding any double-digit number totals that you end up with. We're going to add those double numbers together until we eventually get a single number between 1 and 9, and that's your personal year number for the year. So let me use the birth date, 28th of March, for example. We're going to add 2 plus 8 plus 3 to number 4. That adds up to 17. We're then going to add those two double digits together until we eventually get a single number between 1 and 9. And 1 plus 7 equals 8. So that would be an 8 personal year number. For somebody who, let's say somebody ends up with a birth date that adds up to 29, we would then go 2 plus 9 is 11, and then we would go 1 plus 1 is 2, and that's a 2 personal year number. So some birth dates are going to need an extra step required to get that single digit between 1 and 9. So the rule of thumb is keep adding any double numbers together until you get a single number between 1 and 9. And that's your personal year number for the whole year. Now, let me do a little recap of what's going on in July for the world. So, as I've said before, and for those that already follow my forecasts, 2020 is a 4-year. And that's about ripping down old, shady, dodgy foundations that are not going to stand the test of time as the planet moves forward towards this new Earth. We're going to break down all those old ways and all those old systems, and we're going to bring all the poison to the surface so that we can, moving forward, be based on a cleaner, clearer, more honest, more loving platform and foundation for humanity and the planet itself. In order for us to get to where we need to go, we need to rebuild, and that's what's happening. Now, in this rebuilding and creating a new, stronger, cleaner, clearer, more honest and loving platform or foundation for humanity and the planet, that's going to require a hell of a lot of effort. And the 4-year says things aren't always going to be easy when we've got a number 4, because the 4 says head down, bum up, effort is required. Pull up your sleeves. We're going to get down to business, you know? And it's not going to happen overnight. This is a long-term process, and things are never going to be the same. So when there's a number 4, and even if it wasn't this year and it was next year and the year after that, perseverance is required. Faith and hope and trust that we're going in the right direction and that things are eventually going to be okay as things start to fall in place. Now the truth is being shown, things are being exposed. The way I describe it, it's almost like we've got to get the pus out of the giant boil before the wound can start to heal. I know it's a gross thing to think about, but it's kind of true. And basically, things are going to get a bit worse before they get better. But it's okay. We can make it through. And this is what you need to know. And this is why I go on about fortitude And perseverance and the ability to overcome is vital right now. And you need to find somewhere within yourself that little spark of hope, that voice that says, I can do it, I can get through this. Remember, if we look at the bigger picture, and that bigger picture is we have a soul in our physical body. And that soul lives on. And the only reason we're all here, all of us as human beings living on planet Earth right now, the number one reason is to learn, grow, and evolve from the experiences we have while we're here. That's why we came here. We didn't come here for a picnic. We didn't come to sit on our ass and do nothing. And we certainly didn't come here for everything to be easy and for everything to go our way. We came to work and we came to grow. And this is one of those times in the evolution of the planet and humanity where we're all asked to step up to the plate, to pull up our sleeves and to dig deep for courage, faith, hope, and trust that everything's going to work out and we can get through. Now, many of you can do that and many of you can, and some of you can't. Now, if you can't, things will be harder, as they would for any of us individually in our own individual lives, regardless of the virus or any changes on the planet. When we have challenges, you can either go through that challenge with the right mindset and the belief that you can get through it, or you can go kicking and screaming, fighting against the challenge, believing that it's going to take you down, it's the end of the world, and you just can't get through. It's our choice. It's your choice. Are you going to go through this kicking and screaming, or are you going to go through it having faith and courage and fortitude and persevere to overcome whatever comes your way? Right now, we need the mindset that we can do it. And you've got to find ways to believe that within yourself. So whether that means watching less of the news, like only watching enough news to get an idea, even though the news is a load of shit half the time, excuse my language, but you know, we're only shown what they want us to be shown. I'm not going to talk about the they because it's a whole different conversation, but only watch if you have to, but you have to learn to almost have tunnel vision, and that tunnel vision is live your life one moment at a time. One day at a time. Don't try and think too far ahead. Don't panic unless you really need to panic. Don't stress unless you really need to stress. Don't feed yourself thoughts that are going to make you panic unnecessarily. Okay? One moment at a time. One day at a time. One step at a time. If you're in your home and you're safe right now in these four walls, or in your car, or on the street, or whatever, and you are actually safe, then you need to ride with that. Right here, right now, I am safe. I am safe in my home. I am alive. I have something to eat. I have water to drink, whatever. Downsize your expectations. Be humble and be grateful for what you have and focus on that. Surround yourself with good people, positive people. If everyone's negative around you, try and distance yourself. Find inspiration material that'll feed your heart and soul. There are many speakers and teachers out there that are teaching and showing a way through this. Find them. Go down the rabbit hole. Explore more. Fill your mind with the positives of what's going on in the world around you. And focus on what's right and what's good instead of dwelling on what's wrong or what could go wrong or how bad things are or how crazy and what's going on. You can only do your best and you can only live in the moment that you're in now. Try not to jump too far ahead. Hold your center. Keep yourself in balance. Read inspirational material. Get to learn about the bigger picture. And when I say the bigger picture, it's about the fact that you're a soul. You signed up to come here right now. You got skills, man. You got an ability to fight through whatever makes you fearful. You've come to learn to overcome your fear. You've come to learn, especially in this year 2020, which is a double two. The two is about uniting with others, coming together as a group, healing, being cooperative, working as a team, as a unit where together we can get through. Be mindful of your brotherhood of man. Unite with your neighbor. You know, be understanding, kind. Know that we get through it as a team. It's not the time of the individual fighting our own rat race and trying to win and be competitive with everyone and trying to get to that finish line with all the bells and whistles and all the material glory. No, that's been and gone. This is a time of uniting with our brotherhood of man, coming together and putting some positive energy out in the world, whether it's a global meditation, whether it's collective consciousness coming together to believe that we can get through, whatever. You got to find that energy, find those people, find those groups, find that material out in the world and fill yourself, soul, fill your mind, heart, body and soul with all of that good stuff, because that's going to really help you get through. So now that now the month of July for the world is actually a 11-2 month. How we get that is the universal year number is a 4, and we're adding that 4 universal year number to the month of July, and July is a 7. So 4 plus 7 is 11. So that's why July is an 11-2 month of a 4 universal year. So it's a 11-2 universal month of a 4 universal year. Now remember, the universal year 4 is comprised of 2 2s. And then July is an 11-2. So a lot of 2 energy going on. The 2 represents emotion, your heart center. Get into your heart center this month. Find your compassion. Now, emotions, you're going to feel a lot more sensitive than you normally would. You're going to feel a lot more, some people might feel quite hypersensitive and think that they're going to stay that way. You're not going to stay that way. We're just transitioning through. But this time is designed to amplify your emotions so that the penny can drop. When your emotions are involved, you pay attention, don't you? So get the heart involved. Open up your heart. This is a time to focus on your heart. Now, there are meditations you can Google on, you can search on YouTube that are about opening your heart center or connecting with the heart chakra. You want to get strong in your emotional center. Hold your balance. This month is about learning about higher wisdom. The 11-2 is saying go broader, go deeper, go wider in terms of reaching a higher level of consciousness and awareness. And that higher level of consciousness begins with your own personal self. And that's about know yourself, know your journey, know your talents and abilities, know the things that you were born to be challenged by. And that's why I do numerology, because numerology uncovers the answers to all of those questions. But it can be done in a variety of ways. The journey begins with you. Self-awareness, understanding what triggers you, understanding what causes you fear, understanding what causes you to lose your balance and lose your center and disempowers you, because you need to remain empowered so that you can utilize that valuable life force energy that runs through every cell of your being. So you're in peak performance, so you can be healthy and you can be healthy body and mind no matter what comes your way. And the 11-2 is about know yourself and know the laws, know the universal laws, know how this universe is governed, know that we are energy more than we are physical. Understand this wisdom, this higher level of wisdom. And there are many resources out there. My favorite mentor is the work of Carolyn Mace. Then you've got Hay House, my publisher, the best and the most greatest publisher of mind, body, spirit material in the world. They are always offering special deals and offers so you can connect with that high-powered wisdom at a very good price. So go and join up, hayhouse.co to hayhouse.com and get their newsletter. They're always offering special deals. They recently ran a $1.99 ebook special for material that you can fill your mind and soul to get through. You might want to join Hay House Radio and only listen to uplifting material. You got podcasts and many authors around the world. So connect with that stuff, especially in the month of July. It's about go deep, connect with your spiritual side, look at that broader level of wisdom and understanding and reach a higher level of consciousness. Now, let's begin by starting with the personal year numbers and the forecast for you guys individually. Beginning with personal year number 1. So you guys are in a 1 year this year, and it's all about a new beginning and creating a new beginning for yourself. Now, some people it may be really obvious. There may be actual, big new beginnings, like a new job or a new relationship or a new home. Everyone's different. And then others it might be not so obvious in the physical world, but you feel like a new a new mindset, a new belief, a new healthy regime, a new healthy way of living. Everyone's got different things going on, but the 1 year is saying create a new path for yourself, find a new way of looking at the world, start something new. Well, the month of July is an 8 month for you, and that's about you learning to be your true authentic self. Don't compromise who you really are, what you really want, what you really think, what you really feel in order to fit in order to make everyone else happy, in order to prevent prevent confrontation. Or don't compromise your true self. Stand up, be you, be true to yourself. Don't be in the closet about anything. Have the courage to be your true self. The 8 is also about business, money, and career. So some of you will be going through those kinds of things this month. Don't overspend. Take care of any legal matters. Some people might be feeling they need a new job and they're looking at career changes. Some of those changes may be forced upon you and not your choice. And other people maybe your own choice and you're in control of that situation. Once again, everybody's different. Another thing I need to make clear for this combination of numbers for you guys, the 1 year with the 8 month, is saying it's a really powerful manifestation combination, because number 1 and number 8 are very powerful manifestation numbers with the law of attraction and the law of cause and effect. So be very aware of what you are sending out to the universe, because your thoughts and your emotions are magnetic, and we attract what we focus on the most. So you need to make sure that what you focus on the most are the solutions to your problems, are the opportunities that you're looking for, are a positive outcome, rather than focusing your energy and attention and emotions on what's wrong and what's missing and what you're lacking. Okay? So be in the driver's seat, be positive, take action, be action orientated. And the 8 is also about learning to not be disempowered by fear or disempowered by other people that overpower you. Stand up for yourself. Believe in yourself and know that you have got this. All right, I'll leave that with you. Personal year number 2. You guys are in a 2 year where you are learning to be a bit more patient. You're learning that you've got to let go and let God, that you aren't in control of everything, that things aren't going to unfold in your own personal timing and the timelines and the ways that you want, that there's a higher force going on, and that higher force is in control with the divine timing of how things unfold and when. So you need to surrender and be patient and slow down. Slow down. You need to learn to be more cooperative this month. Okay, you need to use your negotiating skills to make sure that you're working with a team, that it's not just about your needs and your wants and your desires and your goals. It's about what's going to serve the whole, what's going to serve the family, the team, the relationship, the work colleagues, the business that you're working for, whatever that means. Everyone's situation is unique, but it's about learning to be a team player and be cooperative and more compassionate and kinder to others, and to see what other people are going through, even if things happen aren't what you want. All right, it's about how can I be of service? How can I assist someone else? And put your own selfish wants and needs on to the side. Now, this month of July for you is a month of endings, completion, and transformation. So it's about letting go. So some people will have things they'll need to let go of that you have no choice, and it's just the natural progression of life. And you have to roll with it, and just roll with it, because know that when one door closes, it's only because another door can open. So, be cool with that. Accept what you can't change. Be noble about it. Be humble about it. Be positive about it. Other people, you're in the driver's seat. You're the one that's saying out with the old for me. So you're the one saying I'm leaving that job, or I'm leaving that relationship, or I'm moving away from that group of friends that aren't healthy for me, or I'm giving up sugar, or I'm quitting that unhealthy lifestyle, or I'm leaving behind my negative ways of thinking. Everyone's different, but the month you're in is out with the old to make way for the new, and you are going through a transformation. You are getting somewhere. You are going from the chrysalis into the butterfly, and sometimes it can be awkward and sometimes it can be easy. It just depends on the circumstances of your life, and of course it depends on your own attitude. So make sure your attitude is, I've got this. It's a natural progression of life. I am getting from A to B. I'm going to the other side, not literally. Mind you, some people in the world are going to go to the other side and cross over and pass over, and in the month of July. Oh, that's funny. Well, I must say, good for them. It's just such a beautiful place to be on the other side. But we're all here right now, aren't we? Except those that are going. So, know that this is an emotion. It can be an emotional time for some, but there are good things coming. All right, so get through the awkwardness, make the changes that need to be made, and slow down and let go and let God. Trust life knows what it's doing. It's got a plan, and you just have to surrender to how things unfold. You can't force your will this month or this year. You can't force things. They just won't work out if you're fighting against the system. I'll leave that with you. Personal year number 3. So this year, you guys are all about finding your voice, speaking up, speaking your truth, saying what you really think and feel. It's also about you learning to recognize what makes you unhappy. So the 3 year is saying do more of what makes you feel good. Spend more time with heartfelt connections with people and honest conversation and getting to be more social and expressing yourself more and showing the world who you are. And the 3 is saying, there's opportunity for you to be happy. It doesn't matter what circumstances you're in. There's always a way to be happy. You just have to believe it. You just have to search for it. You just have to step into it. It's not always going to come to you. It's where you have to take charge and you have to decide to be better, to be happier, to be more content, to be more grateful, to be more humble. It's your decision. And the 3 year is teaching you. It's going to highlight areas and thoughts and behaviors in your life that make you unhappy so that you can become consciously aware of them, and then you can decide, am I going to make the changes? And the month of July is a 1 month, and it's saying take action, move forward, start these new attitudes, these new actions, these new behaviors for these new experiences. So green light ahead, take action, start something new. You've got a whole new energy coming in for July, a positive energy for you. The ideas are there, solutions to problems are there. The grass is greener. It's a matter of you being able to see it, and your ability to see it only comes down to you and the message you feed yourself on a daily basis. Okay. Also a time for you to not be afraid to be who you are. We sort of touched on that in the beginning, to speak up and speak your truth. But it's about being okay to be a black sheep and walking a path less traveled, and maybe thinking or feeling or believing something that's a bit different from the masses or the norm. To not be afraid to march to the beat of your own drum and be unique and different. But you have to have a voice, and you have to not be afraid to have that voice and not be afraid to be you. All right, I'll leave that with you. Let's move on to personal year number 4. So personal year number 4, this is doubly impacted for you and always will be, because those that are in a personal year 4 are always in sequence and alignment with the forecast for the planet. So your personal year number will always be the same as the universal year number for the planet itself. So you get a double dose of whatever that is. And of course you get a double dose of that 4, where I said about building a solid foundation beneath you. So for you individually, it may be about you learning what you need to do to obtain a solid emotional foundation. So working on things that trigger you emotionally, situations in your life that cause you to lose your center. Because for July, you are in a 2 month. With that 4 year, and that 2 month is saying find your balance, don't allow yourself to be taken out of off center, and it's emotional, and so it can be things that are a bit more personal. This is where you need to work on your self-confidence, you need to work on your self-care, believe in yourself, be kind to yourself, work on your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. You have to learn to be aware of what your fears are, and learn what things worry you the most, and start working towards creating a solid foundation of strength, of confidence, of faith, of security. Okay, physical security, mental security, emotional security. You are building your own pillar and foundation beneath you that will help you stand the test of time moving forward. There may be issues coming up to the surface with other people in your life, because that month of July is saying, relationship issues that are brewing beneath the surface may rise to be resolved. It's a time to make them a priority and take steps towards healing, resolving, or moving away from things that cannot be resolved, that are causing you misery. All right. Great opportunity though for some of you who are single and looking for relationships. There may be opportunity for you. This is a month where the emotions are triggered, and that can be in a positive as much as it is in a challenging way. So be positive about believing there's someone out there for you if you are looking for someone. But you have to remember, in order for it to be a healthy, mutually loving relationship with other people, you need to focus on what you have to offer more than it is than what you have to give and get. You are here to offer someone the ability to be true to who they are and live their life as themselves, and you're supporting that as opposed to trying to get people to behave the way you want them so you can be happy. It's more about, how can I serve? How can I help someone, rather than what can they do for me? Oh, they're not good enough. They're not giving me this, that, and this. Oh, I've got to get rid of them. They're not the one. A great way to learn these principles is through A Course in Miracles and the teachings of Marianne Williamson. A great audio book is Romantic Relationships by Marianne Williamson. And that is, oh my God, anyone that's having issues with problem relationships and wants to improve the relationships in their life, get that audio book. It's on iTunes and it's on other places as well, Audible, but it's called Romantic Relationships, and it's freaking life-changing. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, I'll leave that with you and I'll move on to personal year number 5. Okay, you guys are in a year of progress, movement, and change. Well, you've got itchy feet. Things are changing around you. They are for all of us with the craziness in the world, but for you especially, you may be feeling you need a change. You may be feeling like, well, change might be either forced upon you or you're in control of that change. Either way, it's time to, learn some new things, have some new experiences, try some new things. Great time for you to explore life, to feel free, to stimulate your mind with things that just intrigue you and fascinate you. It is a great year to make changes, okay? To make changes that need to be made that you are not, if there are changes that need to be made and you're not making them, be aware they may be forced upon you. So, sometimes it's better to be more proactive than reactive. For the month of July, it's a month where it is a combination of numbers where there's going to be a lot going on. So I want you to not have, and that can be things coming from left field that you didn't expect that can sort of take you off course. It can be really dynamic, really exciting, really like, wow, it's like riding the surfing the wave of life. And, it's about you being free and going and adaptable to go with those shifts and changes and maneuvering yourself around. Don't be too tied and set in your ways. Don't be clinging to what is, moving and you're still trying to keep it in the place and have things stay the way they've always been. You can't force things to not change if they're going to change. So go with the flow. Don't have your finger in too many pies. Don't obligate yourself. Don't make too many commitments just in case you're unable to follow through. It is a scattered combination of numbers where you may start something and may not finish it. So extra effort required to be disciplined, to be focused and organized. Don't overspend. God, this is a combination of numbers where you could overspend and you could sort of be a little bit irresponsible. So just be more responsible, be more social, communicate more, network more. You've got the gift of the gab this month. It's also a time for you to communicate what's on your mind. So there may be opportunities for conversations to be had where you're clearing the air, you're speaking your truth, and you're saying what you need to say. Communication and self-expression is very important this month. Personal year number 6. So for personal year number 6, this is a year where there is a strong focus on you being there for those that need you. That can be your workplace, your work colleagues, the business you work for. It can be your family, your extended family, your own children. It can be your friends, your neighbors. And for a lot of other people, it's also the community. We are living at a time where we are transitioning from the individual, it's all about me, it's all about my needs, into the whole. We need to merge into a more collective consciousness. It's about the we and the community. And this year is probably going to give you those sort of thoughts and feelings as well. But you are to be the shoulder to cry on. It's a great time for you to know that your own needs at times may be secondary to where you are needed that is a bit more important. Know that the universe will make up for that sort of time that you've been distracted away from your own stuff. But at the same time, you've also, to be a strong pillar of assistance and service to others, you need to have a strong foundation of self-care also. So know that you do need to take care of your own needs, but also be balancing your needs with the needs of other people as well. So it's kind of like a juggling act there for the year. The month of July, though, is a full month, and that's about you building a solid foundation beneath you. So doing whatever needs to be done to get yourself and your life where it needs to be. Do the work. Okay, so this is planning, organizing, creating a structured plan, step-by-step process of what needs to be done to get you and your life, or whatever it is you're working on. It may be a business thing, it may be a relationship thing, it may be a health thing. It's about coming up with a plan of attack and then following through with those steps to achieve the goals. You need to be patient this month. Don't force things to happen. There will be obstacles and delays. It's okay. Just know that you can get through them. Don't push too hard. Instead of pushing, have faith that the answers will come and things will free up and you'll be led in the right direction when that time comes. Just trust. Don't force. All right. Effort required. So head down, bum up. It's not a month of cruising and doing nothing. It's things. There's going to be things to do. So, put effort in. I'll leave that with you guys, and I'll go to personal year number 7. So the 7 year for you, I have more people having, in fact, this year especially, more people having readings in a 7 year than most years. Because the 7 year is a year where you are to, the purpose of this year is to get you to a point. It doesn't matter what you do in your physical world, in your physical life, in the outside world. It doesn't matter what you're doing and what your circumstances are. The whole point of this year is it's about you spending more time contemplating and going within and asking yourself, who am I? Why am I here? What's the meaning of life? How do I fix this problem? What causes me unhappiness? What do I need to do to change it? What's the truth in life? What's my spiritual truth? What do I believe spiritually? What's the purpose of life? What's the truth of what's going on in the world? What's the truth of politics? What's the truth of the bloody virus? Whatever. Everyone's on a different journey, but you're definitely to be asking what's really going on and looking at that higher perspective instead of the shallow, lower self, ego-driven, me, accumulating material stuff mindset. All right, go deeper, go higher, go broader, reach that higher level of consciousness. And there are adjustments to be made. So this is a very big internal year for you, a very big personal growth year where you are looking at yourself. Who am I? What matters to me? What am I good at? What makes me happy? What doesn't? Asking the big questions. And you need time alone this year. Time in nature. Time to focus and give yourself time to read, study, learn, answer those questions, fill your soul. It's a year of mind, body, spirit, more than the physical world. Okay, and the month of July is a month of change for you. Progress, movement, and change. Some changes you will be in the driver's seat of and in control of, and they're changes that you want to make and you need to make, so you therefore go forth and make them. Others are changes that you might not have seen coming that come to you, and you're sort of forced to make changes, and that can be exciting and dynamic and a breath of fresh air, or for some it can be quite challenging, and you're being asked to be adaptable and flexible and to trust and go with the flow. Don't fight the system. Just go with what is in terms of the changes that present themselves to you. Be empowered, be adaptable. Know that the answers are coming. Know that you will land on your feet. Great month for you to do new things, explore new things, have some more adventure. Maybe be open to things you're not normally open to. Open your mind. Be more adventurous in some of the concepts or the material that you connect with, whether it's reading totally new books and subjects or taking a new online course or being open and exposed to new things. They may come naturally to you, or you may go searching for them. Even if it's something as simple as taking a different route to work or eating a whole new type of food. It can be something as minimal as that. But it is a time to explore and do new things. Okay, let's go on now to personal year number 8. And personal year number 8 is where there is a big focus this year for you on not allowing yourself to be disempowered. So it's about a big focus on your own personal power, and your personal power is your life force energy that runs through every cell of your being, and whether you will compromise it and lose it and hemorrhage that beautiful life force energy that keeps you in alignment with the universe and life, that beautiful life force energy that keeps you healthy, that keeps you balanced, that keeps you confident, that keeps you feeling connected. That life force energy runs through your body, and it's governed by what you think and feel. And this year is asking you to be aware of it, and to be aware of where you lose that life force energy. And Carolyn Mace teaches this better than anyone else on the planet. It's about, in fact, a good book you can get that will talk about this is Defy Gravity. It's about learning how to maintain your life force energy and your personal power and not hemorrhage. And we hemorrhage by our fears. We become disempowered by our worries, by our programming, by our triggers. And this year is asking you to be aware of what those are, so that you cannot lose your power. You cannot hemorrhage, and you save that beautiful life force energy for creating wonderful opportunities, for finding solutions to problems, to being in the right place at the right time and in synchronicity with life, and to be healthy, and abundant, and all those things that make us feel connected and good. And to, at the very least, to just have faith you'll be okay when you're in a challenging situation. And this year is asking you to be aware of that. It's also a very powerful law of attraction year, with the fact that you are a very powerful creator based on what you think and believe, and that you attract what you focus your attention on the most. So this year is very profound in terms of what are you going to focus on the most? On what's missing and what's wrong and how scared you are? Or are you going to focus on what is the potential of what could be, of your strength, of your talent and abilities, and what is right, and how lucky you are to have what you already have? Which way are you going to go? That's what's going on. And the month of July is saying there's a big focus on your relationships with others. Be there for family and friends. Spend more time with your kids. Be a shoulder to cry on. Help people out that need a helping hand, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's a family member or friend, or whether it's someone in the community. Put your own selfish needs aside, and your own agenda and your own goals and your me. Put that aside at times throughout this month, and make it about the we, and what can I possibly do to make someone else's life better? How can I help out here? Maybe it's I just need to have add some extra time to that phone call with my mother-in-law, or my mother, or spend a bit more, 5 more minutes with my child, listening to what's going on in their life so I can offer some advice, or even just be a shoulder to cry on, or give a hug. Just be on the lookout for ways that you can serve other people. A great month for you to focus on your self-care, to work on your health, and to be aware of whatever disempowers you. If you stay in that state for a consistent amount of time and it's emotionally detrimental to you and stressful to you, and if you stay in that state for a prolonged period of time, it will eventually affect your physical health. And so this combination of numbers is asking you to be aware of that and make some changes and some new decisions and stand up for yourself. All right, I'll leave that with you and move on to personal year number 9. And this entire year for you guys is moving from the transitioning from the chrysalis to the butterfly. So it's a very transformational year for you, where the person you will end up at the end of the year is going to be different from who you were at the beginning of the year. Some people in their 9 year will have big dramatic events happen that cause you to transition and out with the old to make way for the new. And other people, it's just minor things, and it's kind of like just a little bit of a blip along the way, and you may not even really notice things too much. So some people can have the end of relationships, end of a way of living, end of a job situation, or something can come to an end in preparation for a new beginning and new opportunities. And others, it's just something minor, like the end of smoking, or the end of being a couch potato, or the end of a negative mindset where you've decided to be more positive and take responsibility for your thoughts and your perceptions. A new healthy regime. Everyone's different, but it's all about out with the old to make way for the new. It can, for some people, be a payout year for everything you've worked on in the past. Finally, the payoff comes in a 9 year. The opportunities can present themselves. All your hard work can be rewarded. But whatever is coming to an end, it's about letting go of what no longer serves or accepting what has come to an end in its own natural way, acceptance and making peace with what is. But with a mindset that when one door closes, another one opens, and I can get through this, and I will walk through that door, and I am open to whatever comes my way. So it's all about your attitude. Don't hold on to what you know isn't working, because if you don't let go, then letting go may be forced upon you. So sometimes it's better to take that action in the driver's seat where you are being proactive instead of reactive. And the month of July for you is a 7-month where there is a lot of requirement for you to spend quiet time alone, meditation, contemplation, finding your spiritual truth, connecting with your spiritual side, giving yourself plenty of time and space to ask the big questions. Who am I? What's the meaning of life? What's important? Contemplate your triggers. Contemplate what you need to feel balanced, happy, and content in your life. Spend time in nature. Focus on your health, your mind, body, spirit. Fill your mind. Learn anything that fills your soul. It's definitely a month where there's soul searching to be done. Time to heal. Time to spend time with higher energy, a higher power, and calling on assistance. Prayer, meditation, qigong, energy work, breath work, all these kinds of things. Reconnect with your spiritual side. Focus on your personal development, your personal growth. Learn, study, expand your mind. Fill it with uplifting and inspirational material. Maybe take an online course. Maybe listen to some uplifting, inspirational podcasts. Look after you. Go within. The truth and the answers are in your soul. How you get your soul to speak to you, how you enhance your intuition, is by being a clear channel. How do you be a clear channel? Working on your shit. Working on your issues about your personality that you know need working on. Be responsible. Be honest with yourself. Take action of things that you need to improve within yourself so that you can be happier and at peace. So I'll leave that with you. I wish you the very best. Surround yourself with good people, everybody, and know that we're going into this new earth. Anyone that's interested in information about this new earth and wants to learn more about what's going on from a more of a woo-woo perspective, find the information and books from Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon, especially the Convoluted Universe books, they're a bit far out, they're a bit pretty advanced. But for those that resonate with that, will find that material. Convoluted Universe Book 1 right through to Book 5. There is the 3 Waves of Volunteers, and there is Life and Death. I can't remember what it's exactly called, but I've got that book somewhere, but I can't remember. But it's something to do with in between life and death. That's a really amazing book too. So if you're searching for answers and what's going on, especially from the old Earth and moving into the new Earth and where we are transitioning to as a planet, and this planet Earth itself and humanity, then she's your go-to person for all that information. I'll leave it with you. I wish you the best for July, and I will be back with you in August. God bless and take care.